All right, let's talk about the Note 7. This is sad. Today, the Wall Street Journal said Samsung is discontinuing the Note 7. It's done.
Why do I have such sympathy for them?
I got one and turned it in, of course, because I never got a replacement. And the real problem is
why'd you want the Note 7 over the Edge anyway?
I have the Edge.
But why would you want a Note 7?
Because it has a stylus and a bigger screen.
Oh, is it that much bigger of a screen?
Yeah, noticeably bigger. And it was advanced technology. And I think we're learning. New York Times had a very good article, speculative somewhat, saying even Samsung doesn't know why these phones are bursting into flame. And obviously that's true. Otherwise, their replacement wouldn't have also burst into flame. There have been 6 cases in the U.S. alone.
There's the great quote in there, like, it's so advanced we don't.
The last line of the article, scroll down to the bottom, Karsten. The last line of the article is, the phone was, we rushed out a phone so sophisticated even we don't know how it works.
Yeah. Which is what the people who do AI say. So I suspect that there's AI in there deciding to kill us all. I think that's what's going on.
Here's the quote. Samsung seems to have packed it with so much innovation, it became uncontrollable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's gonna feed techno panic everywhere.
But I mean, this happens every now and then. Apple had a laptop exploding problem a few years back, didn't they? Remember that?
Who?
Didn't Apple?
No, Dell did. Dell had exploding batteries. Did Apple?
I've never heard of Apple's having any.
There was one where the batteries would swell up inside.
If only there was some way we could quickly check battery.
Sorry, I was under the table, or I would have responded. Yes, Apple did.
Oh, yes.
Apple did the swelling batteries. I had one. Sony has done a recall. Dell has done a recall. Apple has had phones even burst into flame, although it's been so rare that it hasn't had to issue a recall. It's a fundamentally dangerous technology, lithium-ion.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel so bad for, well, on the one hand, I feel bad for Samsung, but on the other hand, if they didn't really understand what was going on in the inside the battery, they obviously rushed it to get it out before the Apple iPhone 7, right?
Well, I wonder if there's some kind of a software. You know, one of the nice things about the Samsungs is how quickly they'll charge with those fast chargers or whatever. And I don't know the degree that depends on the software that's monitoring how quickly you're throwing it in there, whatever. But it was interesting to find out it wasn't just a battery. Like, that was like, oh, it's just wrong battery. We used a different battery manufacturer. And actually, it looks like it's something much more than that. So,
which makes me nervous for every other phone out there, because it's some way the direction of, somebody has a patent on something here that got misused.
You kind of want them to know what went wrong.
Yeah, phones. I'm sure all these phones would be perfectly fine, never kill us.
But that's the thing, is they did ship a lot of them, and a small number have caught fire. So the challenge is working out, testing them out to find that case.
I get the impression, though, from the way that Samsung's doing this recall, including sending out special boxes to
you want those things in mailboxes?
No, and the box says contains potentially explosive lithium-ion battery, not to be put on an airplane. And it has gloves in there. Now, maybe that's an overabundance of caution, but it certainly indicates that for a while they had an IMEI.
They send you gloves.
They send you gloves. For a while they had an IMEI search where you could look up the IMEI number and say if your phone was okay or not. They abandoned that. They realized for a while they thought the Chinese batteries weren't the problem. They abandoned that. And they've now not only recalled every single Note 7, told everybody who has a Note 7, turn it off, do not turn it on, and they're not going to make them anymore, which tells me they're still baffled. They don't know what happened.